is cooking. Voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me. You got your rules in your religion, all designed to keep you safe. But when rules start getting broken, you start questioning your faith. I have a voice that is my savior.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the WWE Wrestling Talk Show with Reese Rock Jones, and we are here today to bring you one of the few occasions where we can give you a 2-in-1 show with both an NXT Takeover show and one of the big 4 WWE pay-per-views. Which we can rename, but we'll do that later. First, we bring you NXT Takeover Houston, which was later renamed NXT Takeover War Games due to one of the matches which will be making a return to TV.
The first time since WCW, but we'll get onto that later on.
Yeah, we have 5, I believe, matches confirmed for NXT Takeover War Games.
Start with the first one, which is?
The first one is, of course, the War Games match. Now, this is going to take a little bit of explaining, so bear with us. This match, in its simplicity form, will be a triple threat 6-man tag team match featuring the teams of the Office of Pain and Roderick Strong taking on the NXT Tag Team Champions Sanity of Alexander Wolf, Eric Young and Killian Dane, otherwise known as Big Dino. And they will take on the Undisputed Era team of Adam Cole, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. Now, the difference here with rules.
Yes, the rules are a lot different compared to a normal 6-man tag.
This War Games match will feature 2, not 1, but 2 rings.
Specifically 2 rings.
Covered in a massive cage. This is basically a massive Hell in a Cell type cage almost.
I think it is like that, yes.
And apart from that, the rules will be as follows. All members of all 3 teams will be inside separate sack tanks by the entranceway, with only 1 member from each team starting the match.
It's kind of like the Elimination Chamber, but it really isn't.
Kind of. After a 5-minute time period, all the members of 1 team will be allowed to enter the match.
Again, Elimination Chamber.
After another 3-minute time period, all the members of another team will be allowed to enter the match. And following a final 3-minute time period, the final members of the team will be allowed to enter the match. Once everyone is in the War Games match, a victory is attained by pinfall or submission. So what you could call this is a double win, very complicated Elimination Chamber style match.
Pretty much.
But there hasn't been one done in WWE before. We've seen them in NWA and WCW, but not in WWE. It promises to be interesting, if nothing else.
Yeah, if nothing else.
Next, we have a fatal 4-way match to determine the new NXT Women's Champion, because following NXT Takeover Brooklyn 3, Asuka vacated the championship, 1 due to injury and 2 to being called up to the main roster.
Absolutely right. So we now have a vacant NXT Women's title on our hands.
So the women competing for this championship will be the woman who's come close to winning it on several occasions, Ember Moon.
Yep, and the second participant will be
The winner of the Mae Young Classic, Kairi Singh.
the third participant.
Sanity member Nikki Cross
And the fourth member
will be Peyton Royce, who will be accompanied by Billie Kay.
Now, we have our predictions on who might take Asuka's now vacant championship, and we may say that the NXT title, well, women's title, may go on Ember Moon.
If I was to hazard a guess, I would say it's between Ember Moon, Kairi Singh simply because she won the Mae Young Classic, and maybe, possibly Nikki Cross, depending on whether they want to go with the idea of building the champions of NXT, or most of them, around Sanity. Our next match is for the NXT Women's Championship, and it'll be the NXT Champion Drew McIntyre defending against Andrade Almas. I don't quite see Drew McIntyre losing the championship just yet. So I would say that Drew McIntyre will win this match.
But then again, I'm hearing that one of the matches on the card, which is what we put up there, I believe is a dark match.
Yes, going back briefly, there was the talk of a dark match with the United Kingdom champion Pete Dunne defending against Johnny Gargano, which makes no sense for Gargano to win, because the United Kingdom Championship should be competed with United Kingdom wrestlers. That was the whole idea of it in the first place.
Absolutely right. So we're going to
Going back to what we have on the card at the moment, the next match is a match between Aleister Black and the Velveteen Dream.
what can we say this? Aleister Black is an unstoppable monster.
I would probably say he's more than likely to win this match. And the final match confirmed is, well, what do we say about it other than, oh no!
Oh no, oh no.
When Cassius Ohno faces Lars Sullivan. No relation to one of my former teachers.
No relation.
I would
Realistically,
I would like to think Casazono would win this match because he's actually quite a good talent.
he is, and he's unbeaten at the moment.
Unbeaten, deserves to be in the championship picture. Maybe he'll be the one to take the title.
Yes, when managed to be able to Casasono is ready for the championship, which he long deserved.
So that is NXT Takeover War Games, which takes place in Houston at the Toyota Center the night before the main pay-per-view of Survivor Series, which we will get to after a short interval.
Yes, short interval indeed.
We will be back soon.
See you then.
Listen up, there's not a moment to spare. It's quite a drop from the top, so how you feeling down there? It's a cold, cruel, harsh reality. Caught, stuck here with your enemies. Who do you think you are? Tearing us all apart. Where did you think you could go? 'Cause everyone already knows it's 20 to 1. Yeah, so you better run. You got the world on its knees. You're taking all that you please. You want more, but you get nothing from me. You like the burden we bear. You love the hate that we share. You want more, but you get nothing from me. But enemies, enemies. You started something that you just couldn't stop. You turned the ones that you love into the angriest mob. And the one last wish is that you pay for it. And there's no way you're getting out of this. Who do you think you are? Tearing us all apart. Where did you think you could go? 'Cause everyone already knows it's 20 to 1. Yeah, so you better run. You got the world on its knees. You're taking all that you please. You want more, but you get nothing from me. You like the burden we bear. You love the hate that we share. You want more, but you get nothing
And we are back to present to you Survivor Series 2017, or as we've renamed it, for those of you who remember the days when the video games called this, SmackDown vs. Raw.
2017.
And Champion vs. Champion.
Technically, it's kind of like Survivor Series meets Night of Champions, or Clash of Champions.
Yes, there's only one match in this entire card which features superstars from the same brand competing, and that's on the pre-show when Enzo Amore defends the Cruiserweight Championship against Kalisto. But for the rest of the thing, it is SmackDown vs. Raw. And let's just say that SmackDown fired the first shot here when the night after TLC they decided to put Raw under siege and invade.
SmackDown went backstage, attacked every single men and women's division from their brand, and demonstrated that angle. That is what's going to happen at Survivor Series.
Yes, Kurt Angle was in the ring about to announce, I think, the first member of Team Raw for their Survivor Series match, which we will get into in a moment. When Shane McMahon comes down with the entire SmackDown roster. Kurt Angle's like, oh shit. Backs away. Shane McMahon tells Velocity to go and get him. On the way, they beat up everyone they find. Drag Kurt Angle, carry Kurt Angle on the way back to the ring, when Shane McMahon basically says, at Survivor Series, I want you to bring your gold medals and what's left of your roster so we can finish what we've started. Safe to say that it did not go down well, and this past Tuesday on SmackDown we had what we all knew was coming, and that was retaliation.
Strike from Raw. And it happened during SmackDown Live main event, where with the New Day against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Yes, with the Shield leading the charge, and there's even more story into that, which we will also get into. But Shane McMahon was on the receiving end of 2 triple power bombs and an angle slam with the phrase, "You think this is bad? Wait until Sunday."
So these are the participants for each brand.
Well, first of all, we will get to the first champion versus champion match, which is the Intercontinental Champion The Miz with his Mr. of Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas taking on SmackDown's United States Champion Baron Corbin. Here it's a weird one because it's like heel versus heel. Not something they do often, but I would probably prefer to have The Miz win this because as much as his character's a heel, but it's just better at everything.
I'm actually going to go with you on that, to be fair. I'm going to go with you on that one.
Next, we have the men's traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match. Representing Team Raw, we have Captain and General Manager Kurt Angle. The Monster Men Man, Braun Strowman. Finn Balor. The Destroyer, Samoa Joe. And competing in his first pay-per-view match since WrestleMania, competing in his first Survivor Series since 2009, competing in his first Survivor Series elimination match since 2008. The Game, Triple H.
Made his return to TV programming this past Monday Night Raw.
Yes, basically.
Injured Jason Jordan.
Yeah, because Jason Jordan was originally in the team. Stephanie was like, nope, that's not going to happen. And when Kurt Angle couldn't bring himself to make the announcement, Triple H storms down to the ring, says, if you're not going to make the announcement, I will. I'm the fifth member of Team Raw, and pedigrees Jason Jordan for good measure.
Watch the crowd still wait.
However, representing Team SmackDown, the captain and commissioner, Shane McMahon.
Yes.
The Viper, Randy Orton.
Yep. Me, I'm in the match.
The glorious one, Bobby Roode, who will hope his team is victorious. The artist known as Shinsuke Nakamura. And slightly surprisingly, because he's appeared on both shows, the 16-time WWE champion, not Ric Flair, but John Cena. Here, it's a bit of a weird one, because on paper, I would probably say that Raw probably has a stronger team. But if they want to build to a match for WrestleMania between Kurt Angle and Triple H, which it seems where they're going following what happened on Raw, I would say it makes more sense for Raw to lose to be able to build that story. Maybe Jason Jordan turns up and costs Triple H his spot or something. Okay, we will move on from the men's traditional Survivor Series team to the women's traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series match. On Team Raw, we have Captain Alicia Fox, the girl who is not like most girls, Nia Jax, the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, the Boss, Sasha Banks, and everyone's favourite hug-a-vote woman, Bayley.
Yep, recently added to the team.
Representing Team SmackDown, we have Captain Becky Lynch, Carmella, who will now be without James Ellsworth.
It was released yesterday night. And good news, we're not going to miss you.
Everyone's Can You Feel the Glow of Naomi.
Also added was
Tamina, and the final member of Team SmackDown is, we have no idea.
Because it's yet to be decided. We will find that out on Sunday.
And the reason behind that is because of something we'll get into a little later. But if I was to hazard my guess, I would possibly say Natalya, Paige, or Nikki Bella. Or maybe even Brie Bella, because she's supposed to be coming back on a sort of basis. Unless, of course, they want to surprise us all and have someone who hasn't appeared in a while, because I have heard rumours of Michelle McCool coming back.
Ooh, the Undertaker's wife.
Well, we will find that out on the night and report it to you in our reaction show next week.
You'll hear about it first.
Our next title versus title match is a tag team title affair when the Raw Tag Team Champions of, no, not the Shield, of Sheamus and Cesaro, always known as The Bar, take on the SmackDown Tag Team Champions of the Usos. I would probably say this could go either way.
It could.
Simply because I said The Miz would win the Intercontinental one, I'm going to say the Usos would win this.
I'm going to say the same as well, because I don't think The Bar are quite at The Bar, you know what I mean?
The Bar, not at The Bar.
Yes. Even though they did win the Raw Tag Team on the last edition of that Raw in Manchester.
And our the next title versus title interpromotional match on the match, which will probably main event Survivor Series if the men's tag team doesn't. Will feature the reigning, defending, undisputed Universal Champion Brock Lesnar
Oh, jeez.
taking on the reigning, defending, new WWE Champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles. Yes, you did hear me say new WWE Champion AJ Styles, but let's backtrack a little bit. The challenge for this match was originally done by the modern day Maharaja WWE Champion, or disgrace to the WWE Championship, Jinder Mahal. After challenging Brock Lesnar, he was more or less roasted by Paul Heyman.
Did you mean literally roasted?
Then we had a situation where Jinder Mahal was working, AJ Styles was working 2 weeks against the Sin Brothers. Beat both of them. Got attacked by Jinder. Shane McMahon does a sort of reversal, because originally it was advertised that AJ Styles would take on Rusev for the final spot on SmackDown's team. Then it got turned into a WWE Championship match between Styles and Mahal in Manchester, England.
Which AJ Styles made history by being the first person to win the WWE World Championship outside of US soil.
Outside of North America, AJ Styles picked up his second WWE Championship. So I would like us to pause at the moment and pay respect to the end of the reign of the modern day Maharaja. Oh, well, that's it. Who cares? Now we actually have a decent WWE champion. Let's just hope he holds on to the title for a long time, and maybe, just maybe, they can do a program between him and Nakamura at WrestleMania.
That would be interesting.
Anyway,
Whoa,
whoa, we got 2 more matches. Next is a 6-man Interbrand tag team match in which the Shield will take on the New Day.
Yes, the tag team that cost them the Raw Tag Team Championship in Manchester.
Yes, because at the main event of the Raw show in Manchester, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins were defending the tag team championships against Sheamus and Cesaro, only for the New Day's music to hit and for them to come out, go on the microphone saying that this was Under Siege Part 2. Kurt Angle was going frantic backstage, calling out Code Blue and this happening again, and then pretty much the entire Raw roster came out to ringside. All while this was happening, the match never ended, so Seth Rollins, I think it was, got a bro kick, a 1, 2, 3, and we have new tag team champions, which also links into why the Shield came out during the New Day's match with Zayn and Owens.
And also it is going to be all three of them this time, because Roman Reigns is now back fully fit.
Yes, Roman Reigns is back after being out with his illness and forcing Kurt Angle and Triple H and a few other people to be honorary members of the Shield during TLC and the live tour.
Even Star Jones as well.
And the final champion versus champion match we have is the Women's Championship, which has also been tweaked from its original advertising, because this was originally Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss versus SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair. Oh, sorry, Natalya.
Yeah.
Oops. However, Charlotte was, as I mentioned, I was going to mention earlier, supposed to be on Team SmackDown for the women's 5-on-5 match. However, this past Tuesday, she defeated Natalya in a rematch from Hell in a Cell to become a 6-time champion and become the second woman to have held both the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships, and will now go on to face Alexa Bliss this Sunday for Bragging Rights.
And also the SmackDown Women's team also got attacked by the Raw Women's team this past Tuesday on SmackDown Live by the retaliatory strike from Raw.
Yes, because we saw Charlotte get pretty much sucker punched by Bliss.
Pretty much. If you want to call it a sucker punch.
Here I would say Miz to win, Team SmackDown to win with the men's. With the women's, it depends who the member is. The Usos to win, Brock Lesnar to win, but AJ Styles to do a good match, the Shield to win, and Charlotte to win.
To me would be ideal.
And hopefully Kalisto to take the title from Enzo Annoying.
Enzo Annoying.
But in any event, that is Survivor Series SmackDown vs. Raw Champion vs. Champion 2017. Join us next week where we will give you our reactions to NXT TakeOver War Games and Survivor Series. Until then, and I've been Lewis Rock Jones, and we shall see you next week.